Hi everyone, my name is Arnaud with the Third Wish. I am so excited to be back with you this week. I was gone for a couple weeks on vacation, and now I'm so happy to be back on the show. We have a great show ahead of us. Today, I will talk a little bit about energy protection techniques and how to navigate the turbulent times we live in and how to bring more energy towards us and protecting us. But I would also do a reading for every single one of you, like I usually do on this show. And so it will be a dynamic reading where you can pick a card and I will tell you a little bit how your week will go. And then, of course, we have callers on the line that I will be delighted to provide readings for. So I mentioned energy techniques and why this is important to protect oneself. Obviously, we are in a very challenging environment, and I think it has happened to every single one of us. Being in a room where the energy doesn't feel quite right, or being with some people where we feel that their energy doesn't feel quite right with our own body or our own spirits. And so the question becomes, how do we protect ourselves? How do we manage those energies? And so I have a number of tips that I wanted to share throughout the show. One of them, I will start with that one. I really like this technique. It's called behind the waterfall. And what it is that anytime you are in an environment that feels like it's a little bit challenging or the energy is not quite right, is to visualize and use the power of visualization. And in this case, what to visualize is a waterfall. And you actually visualizing yourself being behind the waterfall and seeing the water in front of you. And the power of this water, as well as the energy that surrounds you, is what is protecting you from any possible negativity or foreign energy that you feel wherever you are, whether it's in a room or it's actually outdoors. And so if you close your eyes, imagine that waterfall, and you basically go behind the waterfall and you see the water all around you, protecting you from the other environment and whatever is the foreign environment. This is a very, very good technique that works all the time. The other technique that I wanted to talk about is actually using some of the saints. We've been talking potentially about Archangel Michael, and whether or not you're in this religious tradition, you can definitely use his power. And if you ask Michael to come, it will come and again, using meditation and relaxation techniques, imagine the angel all around you, clearing the energy, actually cutting the cord of the bad energy around you to free yourself up. So that's a complete different technique, but that we use as well. Um, One more before I take a caller. It is basically using a bathtub, and you actually take a bath, and you actually meditate and think of all the different energies and all the things you have around you, especially the one that you want to move away, the shadow energy. And after you finish your meditation, you basically drain the bath and you imagine all that negative energy going through the drain. And so it's completely moving away from you. And then you're basically keeping all the good energy with you. And so basically that's the technique, is that the draining of the negative energies is a different way. So we cover three. The behind the waterfall, Archangel Michael, and then the bathtub and the drain. And I'll come back with you for a few more techniques towards the end of the show. But for now, we do have a caller on the line, Teresha in Decatur, Illinois. Teresha, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay, and you?
I'm doing very well. What do you want me to look at?
I have a couple questions. I don't know which one I'd rather. I need to know if my grandsons will be coming home anytime soon, and I just need to know if maybe my mother has anything she'd like me to know.
Okay, so we'll start with your grandchildren. You would like them to come back home?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a name that I could look into and tap into their energy?
It's Trayvon or Montana.
Okay. Let's see. I'm going to put a couple cards, so stay with me. Yeah, it shows that they haven't made plans yet to come. They still have to deal with a couple of things before they can come. So I would say wait for another couple of weeks. They need to take care of things. They are telling me that they're not ready yet, and they have to take care of a couple of things. But they will come. It's a matter of weeks.
Thank you very much. That's
Thank you.
a great opportunity.
And you had another question about your mom?
Yes, I just wondered if she wanted me to know anything. I lost her about a year ago.
Okay, let's see if she has a message for you. Her first name?
Judith, but everybody called her Judy.
Okay. Let me check. She's saying that she's been trying to connect with you or reach out to you, but it's been difficult either because you've been busy or because your mind is really busy. So if she wants to come and talk to you at night, or if you dream or during the day, she's trying to show you messages and talk with you, but she has had trouble getting through you. She's saying that she's leaving some messages for you that are signs, and she's saying that those signs are usually written or notes. It's almost like if you find letters or if you find written documents from her. Does that make sense?
Yes, it was actually. Yes.
Okay, good. Any other question you have, Teresa?
Yes. Is my kid going to be okay? My child, she's going through a lot right now, and I'm really worried for her. That's my main concerns in life right now.
Your daughter?
Yes.
Yeah. First name?
Angelina.
Angelina. Let me check. Yeah, she seems very distracted at the moment. I think she's not sure what direction to take. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
She's still figuring out what her path is. I think she has not found her way or her path, and that if you are looking at the next couple months, she's still going to be in that cycle of trying to find the right way for her. I do see that she's going to take on a project or something that could be work related or a project around January, February timeframe. So until then, she's still going to be in that phase of finding out exactly what's going to work for her. But after that, when we get to the new year, she's going to work on a project where she'll be doing great.
Thank you very, very much.
You're
Thank
very
you so
welcome.
much.
You're very welcome.
You have a
Thank
great
you.
night.
You too, Teresa. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So we've been talking a little bit about different energy techniques. I'm going to give you a couple more before we get to the next caller. The next one is something very simple, is the white light of protection. So again, when you're in that environment, um, just imagine being surrounded by a white light and the light protecting you from all the different possible negative energies or all the foreign energies or spirits that are coming around you. And so you visualize being at the center of that white light. That white light is protecting you all around. Um, we talked about bathing. Another technique that is known is actually called dry bathing, where you actually can be on a couch or on a bed and you are imagining taking a bath. And so it's again a visualization exercise, but that exercise, you imagine your body and everything negative in your body going away. And like if you were bathing. And so it's a very mental exercise. It's a protection exercise where you're actually shedding all that negativity. And that's something is also very, very powerful. We're going to take another caller. It's Marissa in Little Egg Harbor in New Jersey. Hi, Marissa.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Well, kind of.
What can I help you with today?
I have it's very unusual, well, not normal chain of events to happen to somebody. I My family had fallen apart. My daughter's father had some type of, I don't know, breakdown or something, and had tried hurting me. Well, actually killing me. Me and my daughter now struggling to pick up the pieces. I have a 1-year-old. I have some health issues, a thyroid condition that has been flaring up periodically. I'm on medication for it, and I'm just worried about our health and what's going to happen with us from here on out due to circumstances that we have experienced, which is, I don't know, our overall happiness look like.
Yeah. Let me look a little bit for you how I see the next couple months, okay? Let me pull a couple cards and get back to you. Yep. Okay, I do see that you have a lot going on, and I really understand your pain and frustration and stress. It is very visible when I pull the cards. I think in the next couple months you are gonna see some things shifting. So I would say the issues that you're going to be dealing with in the next couple months are going to be much less difficult than what they were before. I think what's going to happen is you are going to be starting to contemplate a couple options to get things in a better place. And you are going to make some decisions that you're going to be very happy with to make you feel better and happy. And I do see that some of those options potentially involve getting rid of things or getting rid of people. So I would say, Marissa, that probably that's what will happen in the next 3-6 months is you're going to do some major cleanup in your life. You're going to be removing things that really hurt you and are not very good for you. And once you remove them, you will feel significantly better. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, is there anything else that I can look at specifically?
My daughter just want to know that she's going to be happy and healthy.
Yeah.
That's
Her first name?
Leah.
Okay. Well, I do see some positive for your daughter. I think she is going to receive some news very soon. I would say 4 to 6 weeks from now. And those news are going to be very positive. Like it's almost like she's going to be able to take a different path. She's getting some help as well. So I think she has a good opportunity to really improve her situation.
Okay.
Yeah. Is she being helped right now? I see.
Yeah. Yeah. She's with me.
Yeah.
I'm just want to make sure you're going to be okay.
Yes, yes. It will be. It looks good. So it's just a little bit of patience, but trust me, things are gonna get much better, and things will change. It will. It won't take that long for her to feel much better.
Okay. Okay. All right. I think that covers everything.
Thank you so much, Marissa, and I wish you and your daughter all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good. So we were talking here about protection techniques and energy protection techniques, and I wanted to cover a few more before I give all of you a reading. Another technique that I have available and I think is very useful is a basic room cleaning and clearing the energy in a room, obviously using incense or sage or crystals or even music. Anything that's changed the dynamic around you is always a good option. Another technique that I wanted to offer as well is using an oil that you can find, which is called the wall of protection. And with this oil that you can use in water, but you can put as well on candles, it's a very powerful oil that creates a complete wall of protection around you. You can obviously find that online. It's very common. It's called fairy wall of protection. And so that oil, you can really use in everything. You can use in a bath. You can use on a candle. You can use as it is around you or with your hands, and just put it around you. This is a really, really good tool as well. And finally, I wanted to talk about something that's obvious in the area of removing bad energies. It's going out to nature. Go to nature, take a deep breath, watch the water, whether it's a waterfall or a lake or a river, and then take maybe a couple of stones, take what you find on the beach, feathers, salt, anything that you can recreate a little bit of an altar or a little bit of a protection bag, if you will, around you that you carry with you with items that really show and bring strength. And so that I would say it's another technique. So I give you about 8 to 10 techniques. Those are very basic in a way. There's nothing very hard to use them. It requires concentration, meditation, and breathing techniques. But it is so important because we know how things feel when we're in a room where things don't feel quite right. And so rather than absorbing that negative energy, all of us, all of you on this call can use one of those techniques to create visualization, energy blocking techniques that will actually protect your spirits and your soul. So again, if you want to know more about it, you can find on my website, thethirdwish.net, on my Patreon page, patreon.com, The Third Wish, and you can find more of those techniques on my website. So finally, for today, we wanted to give every one of you a reading. So this is how things going to work. I am going to give you 3 choices. And for each of those choices, there's going to be a card, a tarot card. And that card will give you a little bit of an indication of how the week is going to go. So take a deep breath, visualize the week ahead, and I'm asking you to make a choice. The choice is the ocean, a river, or lake. The ocean, a river, or a lake. I'm letting you make this choice, relax and make the choice, and think about which card talks to you the most right now. Is it the ocean, the river, or the lake? All right. So let's start with the ocean. If you pick the ocean, the card that you choose is this one, the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is a card of action. It tells me that this week you are going to engage in a passionate, active behavior or activity where you have an idea in your mind and you're going to go for it. You're going to go for it. You're going to be inspired. You're going to get so much energy. You're going to go on this adventure. This is a card for you to really look at doing things. You might feel that you can do anything. This is the type of energy that is go, go, go. You are inspired, you're energetic, you're going for it. And so I encourage you this week to take that energy and achieve all the things that you had in mind for a long time or that have been on your to-do list, because this is the week where you can do it. And so I really encourage you to really go for it and take that energy with you. You can see here on the card, right here, the horse, and then the unicorn actually, and with his white cover and also his blonde hair. And so that is the energy. The unicorn reminds us that everything's possible, and you can do it all. So that was if you picked the ocean. The next card is if you pick the river. And the card that's associated with the river that I chose for you earlier today is the King of Swords. This card here. Yeah. The King of Swords is really about mental clarity. So what does that mean for you this week? Well, mental clarity means that you are taking the time to think. You are taking the time to evaluate your projects, make decisions. It has a sword, so the sword makes decision. You are going to be in for action, but a little bit different than we had previously with the Knight of Wands. Here we're dealing with the King of Swords. So it is about very strong action. It's about clarity of mind, clarity of action, intellectual power, but also a little bit of authority as well, dealing with an authority or dealing with the truth. The sword cuts the truth. And so think about it this week. Is this King of Swords yourself, or is it someone in your area or surrounding or at work or in your family that you're going to have to deal with? But what you need to be prepared for is decisions and clarity and truth and integrity. And then finally, the last one, if you chose the lake, the card that's associated with the lake is the High Priestess, as you can see here. The High Priestess, this is a week where you're going to be dealing with mysteries, you're going to be dealing with secrets, spiritual discovery. So it's very internal. So what I encourage you this week is to be spiritual, to be a psychic, to be very tuned with your intuition, because you will get through, you will find out what are the next steps in your life and what do you really want to accomplish. What is the universe telling you? So it's a little bit of a time of pause, but it's also a time of reflection and getting to the shadow of things. This concludes this reading and our show. It went extremely fast, and I'm so delighted that I was with you for this time. You can find me on thethirdwish.net and on the Patreon page, The Third Wish. It was my pleasure and my honor to be with you. Thank you so much, everyone, and see you next week.